Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from MAC 2202A have been assigned to record the Economic 415 group assignment on the topic of the chapter 10, which is macroeconomic problems. We will talk about current economic situations in Malaysia during pandemic. I am Fachrunnisa, the group leader for this project.
I am AIMAN bin RAZAK. I am going to talk on the introduction of our topic today, inflation and the types of inflation.
Hi everyone, I am AMIRAH binti TABSIR. Today, I would like to explain about the definition of unemployment, types and causes of unemployment, effects of unemployment, and policies to reduce unemployment.
My friends and I are here as the consultants for Chapter 10 Macroeconomic Problems in Malaysia are going to present simple yet important knowledge on macroeconomic problems to you.
Hi, today I am going to talk the current economic situation in Malaysia during this pandemic COVID-19. Malaysia is the fourth largest economy in Southeast Asia and it continues to grow strongly due to a strong global increased demand for commodities such as palm oil and latex, an improving labour market, a pro-cyclical budget and ample infrastructure spending. However, due to the outbreak of COVID-19, the government's declining expenditure as well as lower public and private investment reduced economic growth to 4.3% in 2019. The World Health Organization (WHO) declared the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak a global health emergency. The COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia is the part of the ongoing worldwide pandemic and confirmed to have reached Malaysia in late January 2020 by travelers from China. Reported cases may low at first in Malaysia. However, localized cluster began to emerge in March and the largest cluster was linked to a Tabligh Jummah religious gathering and leading to massive spikes in local cases exportation of cases to neighboring countries. According to Malaysian National Bank, Malaysia's economy is badly affected during pandemic COVID-19 because the Nationwide Movement Control Order, the MCO, included various measures that restricted production and consumption activities, also as the SOP. This resulted in demand and supply shocks that shows not only weak external demand conditions but also production constraint in many economic sectors that caused high inflation due to lower retail fuel prices compared to last year and the higher electricity rebate. Now, I am going to talk on inflation. In general, inflation is a situation of rising prices in the economy. A more exact definition of inflation is a sustained increase in the general price level in an economy. Inflation means an increase of the cost of living as the price of goods and services rise. Inflation leads to decline the value of money. It literally means that your money won't buy as much today as you could yesterday. If the prices of goods rise, the same amount of money will purchase smaller quantity of goods. There are two types of inflation. The first one is the wage inflation and the second one is the cost push inflation. Let's go to the first inflation first. Wage inflation is also called as demand pull or excess demand inflation. This type of inflation occurs when total demand for goods and services in economy exceeds the supply of the same. Alright, let's go to the next inflation. Next type of inflation is the cost push inflation. If there is increase in the cost of producing of goods and services, there is likely to be a forceful increase in the price of finished goods and services.
COVID-19 have clear supply effects, which is quarantines, closed factories, supply chain disruptions, and impaired mobility obviously affect production. The effects on demand are more difficult to gauge, but it is critical from an economic policy point of view to get a sense of them, because we have more confidence about how to deal with demand than with supply deficiencies, which is through monetary and fiscal tools. Next is about policy to control inflation. Malaysia has addressed inflation using economic instruments to influence aggregate demand, including the use of monetary policy. The strengthening of ringgit should assist in curbing the inflationary pressures to the extent that inflation is influenced by rising cost of imported items. Fiscal policy occurs when Malaysia follows explicit fiscal policy rule that disallows an operating deficit in any given year. This aims at making a credible commitment to long-term fiscal sustainability by applying disciplines to annual budgets. However, Malaysia has no implied monetary policy solely to maintain price stability since the late 1950s. It has also maintained control over interest rates, exchange rates, and capital flows to achieve multiple objectives, including economic growth and financial stability.
Unemployment is a term referring to individuals who are employable and seeking a job but unable to find a job. Furthermore, it is those people in the workforce or pool of people who are available for work that does not have an appropriate job, usually measured by the unemployment rate, which is dividing the number of unemployed people by the total number of people in the workforce. Unemployment serves as one of the indicators of an economic status. Malaysia's unemployment is relatively low and stable at around 3%, which means the population is experiencing close to full unemployment. Types and causes of unemployment. There are 5 types of unemployment. First, cyclical unemployment. Second, demand deficient unemployment. Third, structural unemployment. Fourth, regional unemployment. Fifth, seasonal unemployment. The cause of unemployment is when there are fewer jobs than applicants. The technical term is demand deficient unemployment. When it happens during the recession phase of the business cycle, it's called cyclical unemployment. Effects of unemployment. There are 4 effects on unemployment. First, high unemployment indicates the economy is operating below full capacity and is inefficient. Second, rise in unemployment can cause a negative multiplier effect. Third, unable to purchase as many goods that will contribute to lower spending and lower output. Fourth, lead to lower output and lower incomes. Policies to reduce unemployment. There are 2 sides. Policies to reduce unemployment. Supply side. First, education and training to solve occupation immobility. Second, geographical subsidies to help workers and firms move. Third, remove labor market regulation to increase flexibility. Fourth, employment subsidies to encourage firms to take on the long-term unemployed. Demand side. First, monetary policy by cutting interest rates to boost quantity demand. Second, fiscal policy by cutting tax or higher spending to boost quantity demand. Third, depreciation of exchange rate to boost export demand. For the conclusion, to determining a strategy for the future, it will require government to increase the investment, control the inflation and decreasing unemployment. This will be essential for short economic recovery after the outbreak of the COVID-19 and can drive demand for new skills and technologies.